On this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, don't rain on the IU Homecoming Parade. We'll tell you about IU's packed weekend.
And fall activities are in full pursuit, but I tell you why you may have to put pumpkin picking on hold. We have that story and more. What's Up Weekly starts now. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of What's Up Weekly. I'm Charlie Rabeski.
And I'm Kendall Yankowski. IU is celebrating its bicentennial this year, and alumni, parents, and students celebrated with homecoming activities all weekend long. Noelle Friel is here to tell us what the parade had in store for attendees. Noelle?
Thanks, Kendall. That's right. This week I covered the annual IU Homecoming Parade, where each year students and alumni gather to celebrate all things IU. Take a look. IU students and alumni line the streets of IU's campus Friday night for the annual IU Homecoming Parade. Each year, IU kicks off Homecoming Weekend with a parade to showcase IU student groups and local community organizations. For students like John Patterson, who is a member of ROTC, the Homecoming Parade is about proudly representing their favorite student organizations.
It's good. We get to practice. It's a bit more of the, just maybe not the flashy part, but it's representing what we do. It's representing just drill precision, getting that sort of branch pride.
Parade goers donned their ponchos and umbrellas and didn't let Friday's chilly weather conditions stop them from celebrating. As you can see behind me, these students and alumni were not going to let a little bit of rain stop them from coming out to show their school spirit. For alumni like Gavin Mariano, attending the Homecoming Parade is a way to remember their college years and support the school they love.
I can't get enough of this place. I mean, I'm one of those people that says IU's got to make a trap door to get rid of me. I just can't see myself anywhere else today, even in the rain.
We all know that IU Hoosiers aren't afraid of a little wind and rain. Until next year's homecoming, Charlie and Kendall, back to you.
Thanks, Noelle. This past Thursday, the Monroe County History Center welcomed author Bob Moody to town for a discussion over his latest work entitled The Terrors of Indiana. Moody's lecture was open, free to the Bloomington public, where he had a conversation about a forgotten 1870 murder and family feud that took place right here in southern Indiana between the Moody and Tolliver families. The feud consisted of a brutal murder, fire bombings, and legal corruption that caught the attention of the entire country.
It wasn't a case of hillbillies in the Ozarks or moonshiners in Kentucky and Tennessee. It wasn't the shootout at the OK Corral or people killing each other over grazing rights. These were wealthy Midwestern families who were presumed to know better.
If you're interested in learning more about the Tolliver and Moody family feud, check out the Terror of Indiana's Facebook page for updates and new information on the case.
The 10th annual Great Glass Pumpkin Patch Festival took place in Bloomington this weekend right outside the Monroe County Courthouse. The event happens as a fundraiser for the Bloomington Creative Glass Center, which is a nonprofit organization with over 800 glass pumpkins featured at the start of the fundraiser. All of them are sold within the first hour. Residents will line up before the event even starts just to get first pick at their favorite glass pumpkins. And speaking of pumpkins, there may be a reason why they're making them out of glass. A pumpkin shortage in Bloomington. I talked to a pumpkin farmer to see how the warm September affected his harvest.
Look around. There are pumpkins everywhere. But for Perry Fowler and the rest of the team at Fowler Pumpkin Patch, 2019 was a difficult year for growth.
This year with the wet spring, we actually had basically a total crop failure. We tried to spot plant and try to come back into it, but it's been a struggle all summer long.
Temperatures were above average for most days in the month of September. The wet June followed by the late summer caused many pumpkins to develop defects.
The average temperature for September in Bloomington is 78 degrees. However, many days in September reached 80 and even to the 90s, leaving pumpkins like this one sunburned and difficult to sell.
Sunburn eventually causes pumpkins to rot.
The pumpkins don't fare well in the heat. The heat will actually sunburn a pumpkin, and when it sunburns the pumpkins, it rots the pumpkins.
Fowler says that a year like this is not only disappointing, it's expensive.
It's a learning experience every day. Sometimes it's a very costly learning experience. This year it was a very costly learning experience for us.
Daniel Eggle, a vegetable plant pathologist at Purdue University, says it is unlikely that consumers will notice a difference when it comes to picking out pumpkins at a local grocery store or farm market. This is because there are sufficient acres of pumpkins produced in Indiana that even though one producer may have had losses, another producer in a different part of the state will be able to compensate for the number of pumpkins. Despite the loss, Fowler says that he has hope for the next pumpkin harvest and the future harvests to come. For What's Up Weekly, I'm Charlie Rubeski.
All right, today is a very special day in studio. Not only do we have my former co-host Emilia Miles back, but it's also National Cheese Curd Day. Charlie and I brought in cheese curds from 3 different restaurants in Bloomington to do a cheese curd taste test, and Emilia is going to join us and try to guess where each curd is from.
That's right. We will taste each sample and try and guess which restaurant they're from. And I have to say, I am so excited about this. Being from Wisconsin, I've definitely had my fair share of cheese curds.
Well, let's see if these measure up to the Wisconsin ones you're used to.
Definitely. Okay, so you kind of understand the game, Amelia. We're going to try each one. We're going to try and guess where they're from.
I'm a mozzarella stick person, so this should be
Right.
interesting.
Okay, well, this will be interesting then. Why don't we
Let's start with this one?
Yeah,
the furthest
yeah.
one from you
Let's
guys.
look at the shape of it first. I mean,
This is interesting. It's different from the other ones.
it is. It is. It's definitely, they look kind of like calamari to me.
Whoa, that's some fancy stuff. I don't know that.
It has a nice beer batter to it. It's good.
I don't like that.
It's not as crispy.
No, not as crispy as a normal curd. Different. It's different, definitely, for sure.
Not bad, different.
Putting that one back.
Okay. Okay,
right.
so
Wait,
what's
what
your
are
guess?
our
Oh,
options?
guess for this one. I know it's not Culver's. I'm gonna guess BJ's. It seems more of like a. I don't know. BJ's is my guess.
And I'm just going to guess Brothers, just because I know Brothers is a little bit more local, so I feel like just because of the inconsistencies of the size, that's my guess, I think. What do you think, Amelia? So BJ's, Brothers, or Culver's?
Culver's.
Culver's?
Culver's.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Let's turn it over.
That's-
Turn it over. All right.
That tasted like some fast food stuff.
Oh, Brothers.
So
I
those
was
are from
wrong.
Brothers.
So Charlie has 1 point.
Woo! Okay.
All right. So the next one.
The next one. It gets easier as we go because it will narrow it down. I'm going to try the dipping sauce on this one.
I just don't like cheese curds.
These are good.
I don't. This kind of tastes like chicken though. This kind of tastes like chicken.
Okay.
These are good.
I
like them.
Let
I
me
like
be honest,
these
I'm
ones
gonna
better
finish
than the last ones.
Yeah, they're lightly breaded. I don't know how I feel about the beer battering, but
I'm gonna say
I do like
BJ's.
BJ's. I think I'm gonna guess BJ's too.
I'm gonna guess that as well.
I know they're to-go container.
Oh, it is BJ's.
All right,
So that means the last one is Culver's.
All right, so let's
Okay.
talk about Culver's for a second.
I feel like I need a bigger one.
They're
Definitely more crispy than the other two.
And they're like the OG cheese curd. I know they were really celebrating this day. Oh,
that was not okay.
not a fan.
That was not.
All right.
And
Yep,
Culver's,
Culver's.
it is. What do you guys think? What was your
Culver's
your
is my favorite.
Your favorite? I think I liked the BJ's actually.
BJ's.
Yeah.
Because it tasted like chicken. Oh, chicken.
So cheese curds that don't actually taste like cheese curds.
There we go.
I can't say these measure up to my
Wisconsin.
homeland's curds. I'm not gonna lie, but they are definitely a close second.
Yeah.
You know that Jonas Brothers song that says, I only like cheese on a homemade quesadilla? That's the only thing I like cheese on.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
Amelia.
thanks so much, Amelia, for coming back, visiting us.
Yes, thank you.
what I do.
Thank you so much. Coming up on Trending Topics, we will tell you about a new Batman movie that has fans buzzing with excitement.
And Ellen DeGeneres was spotted with a surprising guest at an NFL game. We'll tell you who it was when we come back. You're watching What's Up Weekly. So we're starting off trending topics today with an exciting movie announcement. There's a new Batman coming out, and Zoe Kravitz has been cast as Catwoman.
And she is not the only star taking on a role in the movie. I'm excited to see Twilight's Robert Pattinson was cast as Bruce Wayne, and I'm sure the rest of the cast will not disappoint.
And Kravitz is just one of the few iconic women to take on the role of Catwoman. Halle Berry, Anne Hathaway, and Michelle Pfeiffer are some of those who have zipped up that leather catsuit. I'm excited to see how her portrayal stands up to theirs.
And believe it or not, Ellen DeGeneres is under fire over her friendship with former President George W. Bush. They were spotted sitting together at the Packers-Cowboys game, and people were really up in arms about how two individuals with such different political views could be friends.
She closes every show of hers with "be kind to one another," and she doesn't take that lightly. She responded to the backlash by saying, "I'm friends with George Bush. In fact, I'm friends with a lot of people who don't share the same beliefs that I have. We're all different, and I think that we've forgotten that that's okay, that we're all different." So I thought the way she responded to this was really nice to see, because there's always these giant debates about politics, so it's nice to see them coming together.
I definitely agree. I think that you have to handle politics with such a careful mind when you're talking about it, and I think she did a really great job of just kind of bringing it back to the importance of friendship over politics.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we wrap up trending topics with some tragic news in the world of K-pop. The 25-year-old singer Soli was found dead from an apparent suicide.
She was previously a member of the K-pop group FX until 2015, when she separated from them and began recording as an individual. She was also a co-host on the show Night of Hate Comments that put a spotlight on cyberbullying, where she shared that she faced her fair share of.
The K-pop community is erupting in an outpour of love and support for Soli, and we send our condolences to her family and friends as well. And that's what's up this week. Tune in next week for more local and entertainment news.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to find out what's up throughout the week. And follow us on Twitter at IUSTV.
For What's Up Weekly, I'm Kendall Yankowski.
And I'm Charlie Rubeski. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.